Okay, this is front CV joint or CV shaft removal on a 2004-2005 Kubota RTV 900. Couldn't find anything online that was very simple. What you're going to do is obviously remove the tire, take off the 24 mil castle nut, and then what I did is I removed the tie rod end, the 17 mil. Be very careful if you try to pound it out. This castle nut is very soft. It will deform quite easily. The other video online shows removing the tire or the ball joint. I find it's pretty tough. I think the easiest way is to mark it with a scribe right down here and take out these two nuts and one bolt. They're 14 mil. At that point, you'll be able to pull this entire unit off to the side, and that will remove the CV shaft from the hub assembly. At that point, you're going to take a long extension, take out these three 12mm bolts, and the whole unit will come out in one piece. You will get a fair bit of oil leakage, so have a pail ready. At that point, what you'll see in behind is a bearing and a C-clip. The C-clip is removed, the bearing slides off the shaft without a puller, without any issues, and then you're ready for reassembly. Okay, so you're going to remove the castle nut there from the hub, and this nut will come off. Again, like I said before, normally you'd protect the thread ends with a bolt on it. However, that castle nut is very soft. It will deform a bit, and when you go to put it back on, it actually strips the threads of the castle nut quite quickly. So just be nice and square with your hammer. Pound that up, and that'll take that out. At this point here, I'm going to go down. I'm going to pull these three. There's two nuts and a bolt here for the tire, for the ball joint. I'll remove those, and those will free up the hub assembly to come out of alignment enough to slide the CV shaft out of the hub. Okay. So what I do to slide this out is you pull down on the control arm. And see the hub assembly comes right out. And there it is, out. Be very careful, there's some seals back in here. From what I read online, they're quite expensive to replace, believe it or not. But you can remove this without draining any of the hub fluid. And now we're going to move in here. I'm going to pull these three 12mm bolts. Okay, so the three 12mm bolts are removed. You'll see here this CV shaft is completely broken. And what we're going to do is just a little tug, and out it comes. Okay. On the back here, you've got a C-clip. You're going to remove that C-clip. That bearing's going to slide right off. This assembly here, on the end of the CV shaft, is going to slide out. There's a seal on the end of it. Just be careful, but you shouldn't have any problems. Use proper seal reassembly methods with a little bit of grease or some heavy gear oil on the seal just to protect the seal when you reassemble. Watch for some dirt. I got some dirt here on it here. We're going to clean that all up before you put it back together. And you do have an O-ring that normally sits right in here. In this case here, it's stuck to the housing. So just be careful of the O-ring. You can pop that right back in and you won't have any leaks. There is a case drain here. You can see this on the bottom. That always goes to the bottom when you reassemble, just to keep the water and mud and crud out. I picked up a set of 60 axles, they're XTA series on eBay. Shipped to Canada, they were quite reasonable, around 300 bucks I think for the pair shipped. They come well packaged. They come with a new castle nut. You're going to find the castle nut and washer that do come with them. For whatever reason, the washer's the wrong size. What I did here is I reused the original castle nut and the original washer and lock washer that came on my Kubota